T-Mobile's 5G home internet, powered by America's largest 5G network, is opening ways for customers to connect. We're here at DubHacks 25 at the University of Washington, where students are building ways to integrate and enhance T-Mobile's 5G home internet. I'm here with Jean Choi of CareLens. Jean, congratulations on your win, Best Use of Technology. Please tell us a little bit about what your technology does and what the inspiration was for it.
So CareLens functionally acts as a motor sensor. So it would actually capture if someone, primarily in the older demographic, were to fall. And if they didn't have any help immediately, it would wait about 10 seconds, giving them kind of like a grace period, and then it would actually alert the authorities. So kind of the inspiration for that, me and my group initially thought of like a kiosk almost for the Raspberry Pi, which would actually speed up check-ins for a lot of healthcare situations and environments. But we kind of realized that that was a very broad idea. There's a lot of edge cases, and it might be kind of harder to develop, especially in such a time-constrained environment, right?
Sure.
So that's why we kind of navigated towards home care. And then we kind of thought about what demographic really needs some assistance sometimes, right? So we kind of landed on that. But also more than that, even my grandma, who just has a lot of knee pain sometimes, a button on the wall can only do so much, right? So that was kind of our main inspiration, and yeah.
Fantastic. And so what kinds of tools did you use?
So we actually used OpenCV's HOG gradient database, and that was actually so you could actually track everything. That's pretty important, right? But another tool that we really actually ended up using was ChatGPT. Okay. And generally just because it was so, especially like I was mentioning, in a very time-constrained environment, it's really nice to be able to have all your questions answered, especially in the sense where if I had a problem setting up the Raspberry Pi, I would have to refer to that to actually kind of work on that, which, like you're saying, is a very big challenge. Yeah. It was part of the challenge, and it was very difficult. But with that, obviously, I was actually able to flash a micro SD card, for example, just so I could connect to a different Wi-Fi. And then I wouldn't have known that without the tool, so.
Sure, so a lot of the learnings came from how to work with Raspberry Pi.
Yes, it was a very big learning curve, and it was my first time actually working with one. So being able to have that was such a unique experience that I honestly would not have used or have gotten anywhere else, right? I mean, where can you replicate this environment?
Yeah. Yeah, and as your thoughts about as far as working with the T-Mobile team, how did that work out?
I mean, it was awesome, right? They actually provided so much tech support for me. Great. Whenever I had a question, I mentioned flashing the micro SD card, there was a point when I didn't even know that there was a T-Mobile router and modem here. So when I found out, they were super quick to helping me set up. And like I said, I've never used a Raspberry Pi before. Yeah. So I didn't even know that you can actually connect it to a monitor and a mouse. So when they let me know, my entire world flipped upside down for about the next 6 hours. So I mean, it was so helpful to have them here.
Talk a little bit about how the product works, how your technology works.
So pretty much, if someone were to fall, the motion sensor would actually capture that. And for our demo purposes, we actually chose to use a locally hosted version. And this is because, obviously, some people might not want to be recorded, right? And actually, one of our main intended use cases was for the bathroom. A lot of people slip in the shower. Yeah. And I do too sometimes. So when we thought about that, we don't want recordings of that, right? God forbid someone hacks the database of said company and then all these videos get leaked. That'd be very harmful, not just to our company, but for the users as well. So that's why we kind of prioritized that local development, if that makes sense. And it was only motion capture, so it wouldn't record any video at all.
So if somebody were to fall, then it has a grace period where you can get back up again or let it know that you're okay.
Exactly, because what if I dropped an apple, right? Or dropped some silverware. And if I went to go pick it up and calls 911, that would not be very optimal, right? That would just not be great. So yeah, that's why we kind of added that grace period, that 10-second grace period, just in case mistakes happen.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We're so excited to see what you come up with next.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.